Hey guys, today we're gonna paint some pumpkins, and I also have pine cones and Buckeye nuts. I used some Naples yellow for these pumpkins to start out with. So the orange paint I'm using for these pumpkins is cadmium orange. I mixed the green by using phthalo green mixed with some black. I added a little bit of white to the phthalo green mixture for the stem highlights. Here I'm going in and getting a rough shape of the pine cones and blocking it in with some dark brown and some black. The brown is a burnt umber. The Buckeyes are a mixture of burnt umber and black. I added a little bit of burnt sienna to the Buckeyes for highlights, also going back in with burnt sienna in the pine cone for highlights. I added a little bit of white to the burnt sienna to make the highlights on the pine cones, and I'm just picking out the little tips of the pine cones, just suggesting where they are. I got the individual little stems a little too wide, so I'm going back in and cutting it around them and cleaning them up a little bit. I'm going back over these Buckeyes again and putting some more highlights. Just burnt sienna mixed with white. Here I took that phthalo green white mixture and I'm going over this pine cone and making kind of blue highlights where the tips of the stems are. I never knew pine cones were going to be so much fun to paint. It was really fun trying to pick out all these little stems. Pine cones are kind of cool because everything kind of radiates from a central stem, and there are like some rosette shapes within it. I thought these Buckeyes were a nice contrast with the really dark black and dark brown to the pumpkins, that is. I think when it snows, it's always a good reminder to stop and slow down. Just relax a little. I find the snow to be very peaceful when it falls like that. just building up more layers, trying to build up the opacity. I decided that the painting needed another pine cone over in the left-hand corner. I thought it looked a little more balanced with an extra pine cone, so I decided to add this little guy. So I had a variety of pine cones to choose from with a lot of different colors, and that's one thing I liked about this painting. I've got orange toned cone, and this one is more blacks and grays. Kind of experimented with putting in the undersides of the stems and letting them peek through more, but then a lot of times I would go back in and cut around the edges and try to let them hide in the dark crevices more. I thought that the lighting turned out pretty cool and the really giant pine cone in the center. So I think this video is turning out to be kind of unintentional ASMR. I almost didn't do the voiceover because I just feel very tired today. I don't know if it's the Thanksgiving food, but I almost feel like I have mono or something. So yeah, I almost didn't do this voiceover because I just feel tired today. So here is the Buckeye tree, and it lost all of its leaves, but ended up having one final bloom, which was kind of strange because it's so cold out, but kind of cool. So it's a late bloomer, I guess. Okay, so those were the beautiful Buckeyes from the ground that I decided to use in this painting. And my husband thought they were kind of strange. He thought probably nobody would know what they are. He wasn't sure why I was painting them, but I just liked how shiny they were and the contrast. So I thought they were pretty cool. Yeah, I would say that Buckeyes are kind of an unusual subject, and maybe a lot of people might not know what they are looking at this painting. But kudos to you if you do know what they are. And I just found out there is a sports team called the Buckeyes. I'm not really sure why you would call yourself a Buckeye. I'm not really sure about that. If anybody knows, leave it in the comments. I'm sort of curious about the Buckeyes mascot. Is it a giant Buckeye nut? I don't know. Maybe it's not even the same kind of Buckeye. Let me know in the comments. So I had a difficult time with the shadow on the pumpkin back here. I tried a lot of different shades. This is kind of a green shadow, and I ended up going over it several times to try to figure out. I don't know, shadows are kind of confusing to me sometimes. It's hard to mix the right color. Anybody else have trouble mixing shadow colors? If you have trouble mixing shadow colors, let me know in the comments. I try to paint, but I am not an expert by any means, especially when it comes to shadows. That is probably the thing I struggle with the most. Also, I think that yellow is a particularly challenging color to paint with. So all these different nuances that are difficult to mix. It's like you could make your shadow color lean towards green, or you can make it lean towards orange or gray. So the shadow colors on the table and on the wall, it's Payne's gray mixed with white. The shadow on the orange pumpkin is a burnt sienna mixed with some raw umber. Again, taking that phthalo green and mixing it with white and going over the stem and trying to build up more layers, and taking some light cadmium orange and going back over that pumpkin and the highlights. Alright guys, this is the final painting. Zooming in and a little bit of close-up of all the areas. I really like how it turned out. I think there's a lot of nice contrast. Let me know what you think. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, so you can see more videos like this, and I hope you enjoy this kind of content. I like to give you a little piece of nature mixed with some art. The snow is so beautiful today. Just love this bush. It's beautiful reds and greens and red berries. Clover is enjoying being inside on this snowy day. Alright guys, have a great rest of your evening.